Sounds like you're starting to get familiar with the area.
Paimon's amazed every time we see the wall of Sami.
I know what you mean. I had the same question every time I walked the... Also, why is this high wall here? And can a wall really block sandstorm? It was only after I grew up that I realized the wall of Samiel isn't just there to keep out the sandstorms. Sumeru is run by wise and mighty sages. To them, us desert dwellers are nothing but tools. We're cheap labor, like livestock, but easier to control. Even if a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal, almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The academia believes we're Geniuses like Sataria are 1 in a million. The other children never get a single chance to try and rewrite their fate. Even though the academia knows very well that we're humans, just as they are.
That's terrible.
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Hey, Thea. You're not
No, not at all. This place just gets me thinking, that's all. Besides, we're here to
Yep, we gotta catch those.
Shh. Caravan Rebot is crawling with people, so be careful what you say. Our mission started the moment we arrived here. Let's go check out the tavern. Maybe we'll find someone I know.
I see.
Verification complete. Congratulations on being this round's first.
Ooh, so Sino was the quickest.
I am from Spontamod, after all. We know a lot about ley lines, so finding a...
Since the Traveler and Paimon also happen to be here, do you have anything you want to say?
Anything I want to say? My friend couldn't The bonds of yesterday will forge the road to tomorrow. With the ties of friendship that bind us. That's a line from King of Invocations, one of my favorite works. And it's
It might be a good thing that Tainari isn't here, or else he'd give Sino a good smack right about now.
Oh wow, it's already so late. Everyone's probably running low on food and water.
Something similar happened in King of Invocations.
Any thoughts on that, Alhaitham?
I have no thoughts regarding King.
Nilu obviously wasn't asking about that.
Deserts are much more dangerous at night, so this competition should be nearing its end. At the moment, only Farazan, Layla, and Kaveh remain.
I wonder who the next person to find a disruptor will be.
Wait, only 3 people are left? Tainari forfeited, and Sino...
He also forfeited not long ago.
Ugh, Paimon can't understand what he's thinking at all. But, like Alhaitham said, this round's almost over. Let's go see what the other...
I see.
Yeah.
flight!
Hello again. You know, it suddenly occurred to me that you guys have had to do a lot of running around this time. Well, in that case, let's take... The desert's getting colder now that night's falling, and the wind can really sting your face because of all the sand in it. Has anyone finished this?
Sino's already shut one down. Have you made any progress yet?
I circled the whole area, but I didn't find anything. But I did have the chance to think. Well, my fellow Retawahist members must have all put my name forward for different reasons. But be that as it may, I believe that a lot of them, and I want to live up to their expectations. I don't want them to regret.
Huh? But doesn't thinking like that put a
Of course, that comes with some amount of pressure for sure. But now I've thought about it, that may not sound like a huge difference to you, but it's helped me relax a lot.
Well, that's great!
Also, now that I've relaxed, I'm suddenly really sleepy. I think I'll just... But the competition isn't over yet. Oh, Layla. She's really a bundle of nerves, isn't she?
Wait, you're...
Good to see you too. Ooh, it's nice to be out. Feels like I've been Well, since I'm here, I guess I should help her finish this. What are we supposed to be doing? Let me see. Looks like she's... Come with me, you two. Do you ever get the feeling that the ley lines have a regular flow? Similar to the way that celestial bodies follow fixed orbits. If we were looking down from on high, I wonder whether we'd find that the ley lines are just the reflections of the stars upon the Earth. Not all astrological phenomena can be directly observed. Some are deductions based on other details that we know. It's the same situation with the ley lines. The parts of them that are hidden underground can be identified via elemental energy, sound, and other phenomena. Plus, now that someone has shut one of the disruptors down, the contrast between before and after can provide me with further information still. Let me see. It should be here, I think. This should be it, right? I'll turn it off. That should restore the ley lines in the area to normal.
Nice work!
Again, I didn't do any of the real work. I'm just wrapping up. She'll probably wake up soon. No doubt she'll be a little disoriented at first, but once... Will you be staying here for a while?
Oh, time to check our locator. Whoa, it looks like
Perhaps they're about to find the last disruptor. Also, speaking of Kaveh...
Huh? Why do you say that?
Before the second round, he had a chat with the other me. He said that worries can be like illnesses. They don't always have a magic cure. Sometimes you just have to endure them as best you can until they run their course. But the way I see it, his situation is much worse than my other self's. She just hadn't... Kaveh, meanwhile, knows what he wants to do. He's convinced that he has to win, and yet he doesn't have a second personality, but somehow he still seems that he's at odds with himself in some way. I don't know exactly how to describe it. It's like he's smiling on the outside, but there's no... Still, who knows? He must be more experienced than me. But back to the topic of wrapping up. Shouldn't you be getting back to the action to record how everything plays out?
Oh, true. Okay then, guess we'll be going now. Kaveh confident at the start, but it turns out they're the last ones to find a disruptor. But between the two of...
So this is a day in the life of the Traveler. I'm learning more about you all the time. Should be around here.
Finally found it.
Kaveh? Are you?
Oh, Madame Faruzan. And here I thought you would have finished.
Faruzan, Kaveh! Oh, looks like Layla's already done.
I didn't expect that you and I would find a disruptor at the same time. How are the
Tainari and Hakai forfeited, while Sino and Layla are already done. You two are the only... Huh? That's weird. Didn't you start...
Yes, I kept digging, but instead of finding a disruptor, I found a ruin. I fell down pretty deep, and it was completely dark in there. It took me quite some time to unlock the various mechanisms and return to the surface.
That's... actually really impressive.
Finishing a week's worth of trials in such a short time? Huh. That's pretty amazing, Madame Far...
What about you? Why are you so late?
I encountered a lot of lost desert foxes along the way, and I brought them to the outskirts of the competition zone. When I came back, I was absolutely parched. And when I woke up, it was already night. I used the last of my strength to...
A most curious reason indeed. But are you sure you're all right? It sounds like you were in an incredibly dangerous situation. You said you were familiar with the desert. But the way you handled problems... It does feel rather at odds with your title as a genius.
It was problematic, but that had nothing to do with me being a genius. The way I did things wasn't optimal, but I wouldn't have been comfortable not doing it either. My
Youths these days, each stranger than the next. But back to the main issue at hand. Since we are both very certain that this is where the final leyline disruptor is, let's dig it up then. Well, this is indeed it. Of that there is no doubt. But... What is it, youngster? You seem relieved.
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that this round's finally over. There shouldn't be any more innocent creatures getting wrapped up in danger. As for the points, I guess we can draw lots again later. I can't think...
Alright, in that case, let's all head back to Aru Village. Paimon thinks you'll both need some...
Looks like the second round is over. I wonder who is faster, Kaveh or Madame Faruzan? Huh? Where's Madame Faruzan?
She went to get water. She'll be back shortly. We basically arrived at the same time, so we'd like to
You get caught up in some things so easily, like draw...
I'm not caught up in anything! Don't make it sound like I take pleasure in having bad luck.
Really? Then should I say that you have a curious affinity for drawing lots?
I'll go get the box and slips of paper for the lots. Please wait a moment.
Oh, here we go again. Let's see how I fare.
I got it! Did you see that? I won!
Congratulations!
Looks like Kave's luck's taking a turn for the better!
Oh, finally! After all this time!
It looks like you've been rewarded for your tribulations in the desert. This round's points are yours.
And with that, our second round is done. Sino, Layla, and Kaveh are our victorious contestants. As for the current standings, let me see. Sino and Layla both have 4 points, putting them both in first place. The rest in descending order are... The next round will be the final one. Please rest up before then, everyone. I heard that some stalls at the Wisdom Gala are debuting new games, so feel free to drop by if you're...
It feels like something's been on your mind this entire time.
Traveler, Paimon. I finally found you.
Finally?
Don't you feel like there's something off about this year's academia? When Candace and I were at the cafe earlier, we might have caught sight of some mercs on business. Thing is, but no disguise can mask the stench of blood. Just from their suspicious looks, I bet they do dirty work like kidnapping or assassinations.
We eavesdropped on them for a while. Their target seems to be someone called
Sachin? Isn't that the person who Karina mentioned during the opening ceremony? He's apparently the sponsor behind the competition prizes and the diadem of...
Sounds like a rich person, all right. It makes sense. The Eremites have been struggling to make ends meet recently, so a lot of groups have been doing private work that involves the rich. In their words, one gig sets you up for half a year. Just one job like this nets them enough mora to take it easy for a while.
The extravaganza has brought many tourists to Sumeru City all at once. Dia and I wanted to directly capture them, but they were on guard and made some excuse to slip away.
I would have tied him up if it wouldn't have caused a scene. Who's legally supposed to take care of this kind of thing? The Matra? Or...
If Sino were here, he'd definitely get involved. Why don't we head over to... Thanks a million, you two.
Not at all. It was coincidence on our...
Yeah, don't sweat it. The Eremite's reputation is gonna get even worse if the... But this is Sumeru City. Candace and I don't have as much freedom to act here.
Should you require our aid, come find us at the cafe.
Paimon's noticed that something's bugging you. Is it the extravaganza? 'Cause Paimon's starting to think... Wait, thinking like this isn't doing